good, YouTube? It's your girl Dana, and welcome back to my channel, A Hooper's Touch. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button, turn on that bell notification so you are notified every time I drop a new video. So in today's video, I am going to talk to you all about my cancer diagnosis. I'm going to let you all know how I found out, what caused me to go to the hospital, and then lastly, my diagnosis, what type of cancer I have. So just getting right into it, I woke up, what was it, July 23rd at 4 o'clock in the morning in pain, y'all, in pain. Like the pain was going down my back and around my shoulder blade. When I tell you I shot up out of my sleep, I shot up out of my sleep. It hurt so bad. And then the pain progressed. Like I started feeling it in my side here and then slowly going down my arm. It was sharp pains going down my arm and shooting into my side. I tried to get an ice pack, not ice pack, but a heating pad. So I got a heating pad. I laid on it. I was trying to stretch it out because I have a bad back. So I'm not, I'm not a stranger to pain. Random pains, random pinching nerves. I'm not a stranger to it. So I was just concerned that maybe, something was going on with my upper back because I have lower back pain. As time progressed, maybe an hour later, it got to the point where I couldn't even lay down. So I couldn't lay down in my bed comfortably. And then I felt like multiple nerves were being pinched at once. So it was shooting at different parts of my arm. So it was shot down. And I literally got to the point where I was on my bed Googling. I was like, what is a heart attack? Like, it was so bad. I was like, what is a heart attack? And then I pretty much convinced myself to go to the hospital. Around 6:30 is when I left my house. I drove myself. So good looking to the man upstairs because the pain that I was in, I probably shouldn't have been driving. And shout out to my brother for being on the phone with me the whole time because I didn't know if I was going to make it to the hospital. So I finally got to the hospital. I parked. I checked in. And let me tell you this, y'all. So like, God is good. Let me tell you this. I walked into the ER. No one was in the waiting room. I was the only person in the waiting room. You know what's going on in the world right now. An empty ER. Even the doctors and nurses were surprised. They were like, you came on a really good day because there's nobody else here. So I was the first one called back. I got called back and they immediately put me on the EKG machine because I was having chest pain. That came back normal and looking good. My vitals, of course, my blood pressure was a little high because I was in pain. They gave me pain medicine and then took me back to the ER to get me a room. So since my EKG results were good, and I told the doctor that I do have a bad back, so she wanted to get an x-ray. So I ended up getting an x-ray of my neck, my chest, my upper back, and my lower back. Just so we can see what's going on with my back and see if the back is what's causing it. So if I had to rate the x-ray, of course x-ray you would say, oh, x-ray shouldn't be painful because they're just taking pictures of you. No. When I went in, I have a really high pain tolerance, y'all. But when I went in, my pain was probably at a 7. So when they started putting my arms in different positions to get the x-rays, it literally went from a 7 out of 10 to a 20 out of 10. Like, I was in so much pain. I was like bent over in pain. And I kept asking the guy, I was like, how many more do we have? Because I'm not sure I can go any further. Like, how many more do we have? So once I was done with that, it took about like an hour or so to get those results back. So when I got those results back, she said everything else looked fine, but she noticed that in my chest, my lymph nodes were inflamed. And I was like, okay, so what's the next step? She was like, well, the next step is getting a CT scan. So I had to get a CT scan with contrast. So they put contrast ink so my organs and stuff can light up. Just a side note, y'all, my body is so sensitive to different things that when I got the ink, the contrast ink put in my IV, it tastes like pennies, y'all. Like, it tastes like pennies. It was so disgusting. Like, I can taste everything. Like, when they put the saline wash in, I can taste that too. Like, it is a hot mess. But the CT scan itself was fine. I think I was still in pain, but not as much. So the pain medicine worked ish. So the CT scan didn't hurt at all. And it was super quick. So if you ever got an MRI, that is not nearly as long as an MRI. So I went back to my room. It took a couple of hours to get those results back. So when the doctor came in, she was like, okay, so now we got your results back from the CT scan. We did find a mass. And I was like, okay. And then she was like, the mass is fairly large, which explains why you're having this discomfort. And I was like, so when you're saying large, like, how big is it? She said, your mass is 10 inches, no, not 10 inches, 10 centimeters by 4 centimeters by 6. And I said, okay, that is pretty big. Like, that's big to be in your chest. So that's what's causing the pain, because that mass is displacing the other organs in my chest, which is what's causing the pain. So at this time, she already contacted the oncologist to see if he wanted me to be admitted to the hospital or if he wanted to treat me as an outpatient to get my biopsy done of the mass, because I needed that biopsy to know if it was just benign or if it was cancerous. So it took a couple of hours, and then we finally got the green light to be admitted to the hospital. So by the time I got admitted to the hospital, it was about 2:30 in the afternoon. And I finally got my room. When I tell you, my whole hospital experience was amazing. It was amazing. Like, I didn't have any nurses or doctors that were rude or unpleasant. They're all very accommodating, nice, checked on me often. Like, they treated me like a family member. That's like honestly what I could say. I felt like they were all like my aunties, uncles, cousins. Like, I felt so comfortable. I got into the room. I was supposed to get my biopsy done that next morning, so like 4 o'clock in the morning. And once 4 o'clock came, the nurse came in and was like, oh, the doctor canceled it. And we're like, what's going on? Like, what happened? So like, how you get a biopsy done is an ultrasound machine and a needle. So they put the ultrasound on the area, and then they have this thing, you hear a click, and that is the needle going out, getting the sample and coming back. So that is the regular way of doing a biopsy. But that doctor wanted the plastic surgeon to do the biopsy due to where the mass was. So my mass was very close to both my heart and my lungs, like in between. So they said, due to the delicate area, I want the surgeon to do it. The surgeon did not want to open me completely up just to get a small sample of this mass. So we ended up finding another doctor that was comfortable enough to do the biopsy the regular way. And that was done Monday afternoon. Mind you, I got to the hospital at 6:45 in the morning on Friday. I didn't get the biopsy done until Monday. So the biopsy, it did not hurt at all. So the biopsy took about 20 minutes. They take the numbing cream that the dentist would use in your mouth, and they numb the surface area. And then after they numb that, they give you a little medicine in your IV just so you're comfortable, you're awake during it. I was awake during it. And then I just closed my eyes and focused on my breathing, and they took 4 samples. So when it was done, I ended up getting an x-ray just to make sure they didn't puncture anything else around it while they were taking the samples. And then I went to my room. So it was very quick, very simple, and painless. I went to the room, and the doctor said, we're going to keep you in the hospital until we get the results. And then after we get the results, we're going to keep you in here to start treatment. So I did not get my results back until Thursday night, like late Thursday night, maybe around 10 at night. I didn't get my results back until then. So in the meantime, I started experiencing what I thought was an allergic reaction. I thought I was breaking out from the hospital soap. I was like, something's wrong with this soap. I need to get my soap from home. But no, it was just a result of, or a symptom of, the type of cancer that I have. I was itchy everywhere. Arms, back, stomach, legs, everywhere. And then I also started getting night sweats or night fevers. I got fevers at nighttime every night, never a fever during the day. I believe my highest fever was 103. They had to give me Tylenol, and then my doctor put ice packs under my arms, behind my neck, and on top of my head. And you best believe I got that footage, so I'm definitely going to put it in now. So I have 2 cold packs under my arm, one behind my neck, and then I have a cold pack on my head. So, like, I had a fever, but I'm sure, like, me being snuggled under this thick blanket, like, made it higher than what it needed to be. So, all right, yes, they have me packaged up nicely, y'all. But I can't complain. I'll take it. So, but other than that, like, the hospital food, not that great. I watched every movie the hospital provided. My nurses were amazing. The nurses' assistants were amazing. My doctor was amazing. And then on Thursday night, that's when the doctor walked in and told me that it was cancer. And the type of cancer that I have is a rare type of lymphoma. So this rare type is an aggressive cancer that is normally found in women that are in the 20 to 30 age group. And then it's also a reason why I got that breakout. So if I can find pictures, I'll definitely insert some pictures here. So and then after he told me that I have lymphoma and you know what that consists of, lymphoma is basically cancer of the lymph nodes. My little raggedy lymphocytes mutated and rapidly copied themselves, forming that mass. And he was like, so this is your diagnosis and you're going to start treatment on Monday. And I'm like, okay, we can do that. And so that's exactly what we did. But before I started treatment, I had to get an echo of my heart. Echo of your heart is just to see how strong your heart is. So how strong my heart is before treatment. I got several blood cultures done. So I got blood drawn. I'm sure they have a blood bank of Dana out there somewhere because I got a lot of blood taken. And then I had to get a CT scan of my torso. My doctor just wanted to check all the areas. So your lymph nodes are like in your chest, under your arms, in your groin area. There's quite a few areas where your lymph nodes are. So he just wanted to make sure that it was only localized in one area, which thank you, Jesus, it was. So I only have it right in my chest. And then I also got, and that didn't hurt either. And then I also got a bone marrow biopsy done. Y'all, I don't know if it's because the medicine didn't really kick in, fast enough. I was awake during that. And when I tell you, thank you for my support person that was holding my hand, because that hurt. That definitely hurt. It was literally like, and then when the doctor doubled back and said, "Oh, I need a little more," I said, "Playa, you got what you needed. You got what you needed. There is no more to get." And then after I got that done, I got my handy dandy port put in. So my port put in, I was awake in the beginning. They gave me more medicine, so I guess it all kicked in at once and I ended up falling asleep. But I got a port put in, so it's kind of like a silicone circle with a tube at the end. So that it's here, and the tube goes all the way up to here, and it goes into a large artery. That it didn't hurt because I was asleep. I ended up dozing off and coming back, and by the time I woke up, opened my eyes, it was already done. But I wasn't there that long, and everything happened fast. So after this was the very last thing I needed done before I went home. And then when I got home, I just prepared for treatment that following Monday. And when I say prepared, I cut my hair, cleaned my room. I had to get an AC because the allergic reaction wasn't working for you, girl. Like the heat made it worse. So yeah, that is my story of how I found out what caused me to go to the hospital. I'm not big on hospitals, so I knew that it was something serious to the point where I needed to go, because I don't just go to the hospital. So my purpose for sharing my story is to build community. So if there's someone that is going through what I'm going through, or going through cancer itself, or any other hard time, I would like to build that community and let you all know that you are not alone. And I will be uploading videos soon, updating you all on my journey. So my next video will be treatment. So what does 5 days of treatment look like for me? So stay tuned for that, and I will be having a video soon of my hair loss experience and what I do to combat that, like whether it's wigs. And this wig is from J'adore Amour Beauty, and I will link this hair down in the description. It is 26 inches of loveliness, and it's my everyday wig. Sometimes on my treatment weeks, I just wear a hat, or like the days I go to treatment, I just wear a hat. So I'll show you my hats. I did lose some eyebrows, so I can show you how I color them in. And when I tell you I don't wear makeup at all, so this was new to me. I'm a professional now. So, but thank you all for tuning in, and I'll see you next week. Bye.